Dontavis, Truesdale. I'm doing my senior exit project on teenage voting rights. I'm bringing this to the attention of our economy to show them how selfish the government is. Why should the government take taxes out of our checks, not letting us vote? I mean, we don't even get that many hours for one. For two, we're young. We're not even 18. So why should they even have the authority to take taxes out of our checks? I mean, and then why shouldn't we be able to vote? We are the future. Why can't we vote? It's time for us to put our foot down, and we need to start arguing our cases. Because teenagers being able to vote, it will help the economy much. It will help the economy much better. So, for my project, I've been going around talking to people, asking them how they feel about teenagers being able to vote. Should we be able to vote, or should we not be able to vote? How do they feel about the government taking taxes out of our checks? They get a couple responses, and then here I'm gonna show y'all that.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How do you feel about teenagers not being able to vote?
I think it's good and bad. Bad because they take taxes out of our checks like they do everyone else, and we can't vote. We don't have a voice to voice our opinion. But at the same time, it's good because we don't pay attention to politics much to understand, what are we voting for, our reasons for it.
How do you feel about the government taking taxes out of our checks, although we're not able to vote?
That's completely unfair. I would like to be heard just like the next man.
Okay. Do you think teenagers being able to vote will help the economy or make the economy worse?
I think it would make it worse because we still don't pay enough to politics to understand, some of the words that they use, the grammar. We don't understand their whole background and stuff like that. Small stuff.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
How do you feel about teenagers not being able to vote?
I feel that if you're able to work in your state, I think you should be able to vote for who runs your state and how it is run.
Okay. Do you think teenagers being able to vote will help the economy or make the economy worse?
I think if teenagers were more involved into what's happening, and not just worried about their job, but just, actually being involved to what's happening in your state, I think that it could help the economy.
Okay. Do you think the government is wrong for taking taxes out of our checks, although we're not able to vote?
In a way, I'm neutral towards it because a lot of teenagers, again, don't know what's going on. But then again, if you are working, and they're taking taxes out, you should be able to vote too.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How do you feel about teenagers not being able to vote?
I think that it would help and would not help because some teenagers don't know the issue they're voting on.
Okay. Do you think teenagers being able to vote will help the economy or make the economy worse?
I think it could do both because most teenagers don't know the issue that they're voting on, so they don't know what the difference they're making.
Okay. Do you think it's right for the government to take taxes out of our checks, although we're not able to vote?
No, because we need stuff for school and,
Hi. How do you feel about the government taking taxes out of teenagers' checks, although we're not able to vote?
I don't honestly think it's right because if you can't vote, why should they take your taxes out?
Okay.
That makes sense.
Do you think teenagers' voting rights will help the economy or make the economy worse?
I honestly, that's hard to say because in some cases teenagers do know a lot more about politics than adults do when it comes to voting. But that's a hard question to answer.
Okay. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing pretty good. How do you feel about teenagers not being able to vote?
I feel as though it's wrong because I feel like everybody has their own opinion and we should be able to vote.
Okay. Do you think teenagers being able to vote will help the economy or make the economy worse?
I think it would help the economy because us kids, yes, we have our own opinion. I feel like we are the future, so.
Okay. How do you feel about the government taking taxes out of our checks, although we're not able to vote?
I feel like that's wrong because as us not being able to vote, we make our own money and we work hard for what we do, so I feel like it's just wrong.
How do you feel about the government taking taxes out of our checks, although we're not able to vote?
I feel like that's not fair because
if they're taking money out of our checks because we're working. If we're old enough to work, then we should be old enough to vote and say whatever we feel is needed.
Okay. How do you feel about them not letting us vote, period?
I feel like they should let us vote because people my age, I know a few who actually would have some great ideas, and I feel like they should just let us vote because we're old enough to.
How do you feel about them, the government not letting us be able to vote?
I feel like it's not as like it's not a bad thing because there are some teenagers that like don't have their head on straight and don't know what they want yet, and still are like living under their parents' roof and only know their beliefs. But like at the same time, there are some independent teenagers. So.
How do you feel about them taking taxes out of our checks but not letting us upvote?
That's kind of bad because like it's just like if they're gonna take the taxes out, then you might as well be able to vote because like your money's going to the country, so you might as well have a say in it.
Do you think teenagers being able to vote would help the economy or make the economy worse?
It's kind of unpredictable because it's dependent on the teenagers voting at that time, depending on like what information they're being given and stuff like that.
Okay. How do you feel about teenagers voting?
I think we should be able to vote
Like, why you think we should be able to vote?
because if it's legal for us to work under 18, then it should be legal for us to vote under 18.
Okay. How do you feel about them taking taxes out of our checks but not letting us be able to vote?
I don't think it's fair. If they're going to take money out, then we should be able to vote, or else don't take the money out of our checks.
Okay. I mean, if we was able to vote, do you think we would help, or do you think we would help the economy or make the economy worse?
I think it depends. I think it depends.
Okay. How do you feel about teenagers being able to vote?
I think it's great. It gives young people a voice to be heard, you know what I'm saying, at an early age or whatever like that. And, you know, it's just more people to have their voice be heard.
Do you think it's right that the government take taxes out of our checks but does not let us vote?
Yeah, I feel that's not right at all.
Okay.
I think it should be one or the other.
All right. Okay. Do you think teenagers being able to vote will benefit their country or make it worse?
I think it would benefit them because, like I said earlier, you know, it'll give young people a voice to be heard and, you know, give them a choice, whatever like that, to choose what's best for us and our world today.
How do you feel about teenagers being able to vote?
I feel like teenagers being able to vote is a good thing because with that, we can pick a right person to run our country.
All right, how do you feel about them taking taxes, the government taking taxes out of our checks, although we're not able to vote?
I don't feel that it's bad, but it is bad on another part because we're paying for people to go to jail and sit in jail to eat food and all that other stuff. So I think that's a bad thing. But then again, it's a good thing because without taxes, we wouldn't have nothing. Everybody in the world would be in total chaos.
All right, so do you think teenagers being able to vote would it benefit the economy or worsen the economy?
I think it would benefit the economy because the younger you are voting, the more people we would have to vote. So we can get a better option.
All right. How do you feel about teenagers having the right to vote?
Well, I feel that some teenagers are not very responsible enough to make that decision and putting a president in the office.
No, I don't actually.
Okay, how do you feel about them taking taxes out of our checks, although we're not able to vote?
I don't think it's right, but since we're able to work at the age of 16, we should vote since we're old enough to be responsible.
Do you think teenagers being able to vote would it benefit or worsen the economy?
Worsen, since people at young ages not really sure what's going on in the world, they should grow up and get more experience.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Hey, how you doing? How do you feel about teenagers being able to vote?
Well, I think teenagers should be able to vote because it gives us the freedom right to decide who we want as president instead of giving adults more of that freedom right because they don't think that we have a voice in what we want to say instead of just listen to adults and they already messed up the economy as it is.
Okay. How do you feel about the government taking taxes out of our checks, although we're not able to vote?
I don't think that's that's right. Because if we don't have the ability to vote for who should be the next president or congressperson, then how come we had to sit up there and pay taxes when other people pay taxes and they have the right to vote? It doesn't make sense because you're taking out money that that took us a hard time to get, and we're using that money for good and stuff and not like bad or anything. So, yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel? Do you think teenager voting rights would benefit the country or worsen the country?
I think it would benefit the country because it'll show how America has more say, more American teens have more say than what other places have. Because there's some places where if you speak your mind, you get in trouble. And so, like, because kids can't speak their mind when they're at school, and so they have a better choice of picking out the president instead of having adults do it.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
How do you feel about teenagers being able to vote?
I feel that it should be right for teenagers to vote because it's not affecting our parents. It's actually affecting us because of that we are the next generation. So we are the ones who have to look at the future and how the government is going to run in the future.
Okay, how do you feel about the government taking taxes out of our checks although we're not able to vote?
I don't think it's fair because even though they take taxes out of our vote, so that means that we count. Why not say that we're able to vote?
Okay. Do you think teenagers voting will help the economy or make the economy worse?
I think it will help the economy because, like I said, it's not our parents who are going to be in the future, it's us. So I feel like that it's right.
One. How do you feel about teenagers being able to vote?
I feel like they have the need to vote. I mean, if they have the equal right to anything, if they didn't do anything, like have no criminal laws, they should have the right to vote.
How do you feel about the government taking taxes out of our checks although we're not able to vote?
I feel like I mean, it's kind of, I can't, I mean, I don't think that, I mean, for us, since we're not voting, I don't think it should be a right for us to take out tax.
What's the take,
Because we don't have no right to anything.
Right.
But at the same time, it's kind of helping us in a way. And we also, get our money back. So.
Okay, do you think teenagers being able to vote, would it benefit the economy or make the economy worse?
I think it would benefit the economy. I mean, it's just voting. What else could it be more worse about it? So.
Okay. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
How do you feel about teenagers being able to vote?
I feel like teenagers need to have the opportunity to vote because their opinion do matter because they will be the future leaders of our country.
Okay.
So they need that opportunity. They need that opportunity.
Okay. How do you feel about the government taking taxes out of our checks although we're not able to vote? Teenagers.
Honestly, I don't think they should take taxes because you barely make anything and you need to hold on to that to help your parents to do the things that you need done at this time. Now, once you get older and get that good job, yes, take taxes out. But right now, I don't feel that's a need.
Okay. Do you think if teenagers was able to vote, do you think we would benefit the economy or?
Honestly, I feel like if y'all could vote, you would be more concerned about what's going on in the world, in society, because when you know that you have a part of the society and making a difference, I feel like you'll put yourself in it and do better.
How do you feel about teenagers not being able to vote although they're taking taxes out of our checks?
I think it's wrong because if the government see us out here trying to get money and get a job, like why would they take away money out of our account if we can't even vote for the next leader we're gonna have?
Do you feel teenagers being able to vote will help the economy or make the economy worse?
I think it'll make it better because with the technology that the government is now making, I think that teenagers know how to work it better than older folks.
Can I hear you recite your creed?
I am an Army Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps Cadet. I will always conduct myself to bring credit to my family, country, school, and Corps Cadet. I am loyal and patriotic. I am the future of the United States of America. I do not lie, cheat, or steal. I will always be accountable for my actions and deeds. I will always practice good citizenship and patriotism. I will work hard to improve my mind and strengthen my body. I will seek to mentor leadership and stay prepared to uphold the Constitution and make will of life. May God give me the strength to always live by this creed. I am the future, so accept my vote.